Hello, all. I want to talk to you guys about how I got into a PhD program, a doctoral program in educational psychology. I'm going to start at the beginning. I started out at community college, and I was a radio, television, and film major. And I wanted to be a news anchor. I wanted to be a news journalist. I wanted to be a reporter. However, in school, I took a sociology course, because we needed an arts and sciences course or whatever. And so I took a sociology course, and it was very interesting. And so I said, I'm going to go ahead and switch my major on over into sociology. So when I transferred over into university, enrolled in a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology. So I graduated with my bachelor's, and I minored. I majored in sociology, minored in English, and then I was thinking, you know what? I am going to need to go to graduate school because so many people have a bachelor's degree. It seems like it's required if you really want to do anything in human services, then you might as well go ahead and get your master's. So about a month after I graduated, I started, my master's program. And I got my master's degree in human services with a specialization in family life education. Now, human services is very broad. And so there's no real job that you can do with that. I mean, it looks good because you have a master's degree, but at the same time, I couldn't get a license with that. I couldn't get a counseling license or anything with that. And so, I was getting jobs like case management jobs, that weren't paying that much, coordinating jobs and things like that. But it wasn't really fulfilling. It was tons and tons and tons of paperwork. And I was really meeting with, clients and consumers for, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and then having to go back and do tons and tons of paperwork on them. So I thought, you know what? I really need to go ahead and just go back to school and go ahead and get my counseling degree. And then so I can become a licensed counselor. So at this time, I was working full time and I wasn't able to do a traditional counseling program where you go on campus for all of your classes and this or that. So I did some research and I found a program that was online, but it was KCREP accredited, which is the accrediting body for counseling programs. So it was KCREP accredited, and it also had a component where you go on campus once every year for a week-long residency. So I enrolled in that program, and I'm actually still in that program. I finished all of my classes, and I'm right now at the internship level. So I'll be doing internship for 6 months. And once I'm finished with that, then I'll be completely done and I'll be graduating. Now, uh, probably back in, I would say about March, I started applying for PhD programs. Um, and before I get there, I want to back up just a little bit, okay? I want to go back to my first master's degree. As I mentioned before, I had a master's degree in human services. Right after that master's program, I started applying for PhD programs. I applied for two. I applied for one PhD program in educational psychology, and then I applied for a PhD program in family and consumer sciences education. Now, I was denied from the educational psychology program. I had no foundation in counseling. I had no foundation in psychology, and so I was denied from that program. However, I got offered to come interview for the family and consumer sciences education program. However, I really felt like that wasn't something that I wanted to do. Family and consumer sciences education is very broad. And although I could probably teach at the college and university level and do some research, I didn't feel like it was going to be fulfilling enough for me. And so that's when I decided to go and enroll in this clinical mental health counseling program. So again, I'm going to fast forward. I'm at the internship level, but back in March of this year, I started applying for programs again. Now, the programs I applied for counselor education. Applied for two educational psychology programs, and I was going to apply for even more programs, to give myself, a variety of places to go, just in case I didn't get in someplace. However, just last week I was offered to come be a part of the educational psychology program at a university that I really wanted to go to, and I'm going to be specializing in school psychology. This will allow me not only to be able to teach at the college level, in university level, it will also allow me to do research, but it'll also allow me to get a license as a licensed specialist in school psychology, which is something that I really wanted to do because I really feel like licensed specialists in school psychology have a great work-life balance. I think the scope of the work is awesome, and I did a video on that, and you guys can check that out. But here's the thing. The reason why I got denied, being able to get into the educational psychology program was because the first time around was because I had no foundation in that at all. And so they didn't think that I was going to be a good fit for that. However, with the Family and Consumer Sciences program, they did think I was going to be a good fit because I had a foundation in human services. And Family and Consumer Sciences is really, pretty similar to human services. Now, the reason why I got in this time around is because although I don't have a master's degree and I'm not getting a master's degree in educational psychology, clinical mental health counseling is a related field. And typically, PhD programs take applicants who either have a direct degree in that same thing or a related field. Psychology and counseling are related fields, and so we really have the same internship requirements. I'm in a 60-hour program, and that includes practicum and internships. That includes 700 hours of clinical experience. And so I think that when they were looking at my application, they were looking at that along with the work experience that I had built up. And so they said, okay, we feel like he'll be a good fit this time around. And so that's how I got accepted. I would say, guys, do your research when you're wanting to get into graduate school, at the master's level and the PhD level. Do something that you're really going to, kind of map things out. I didn't really map things out. I just wanted to get a master's degree the first time around just because I felt like it was going to be a good thing. However, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I still wanted to counsel. And so if that's what you're wanting to do, find those programs. And, if you want to work at the same time, get into an online program. There's nothing wrong with an online program at all. I had an awesome experience in the program that I'm in now. I get the same sort of support from my professors. And again, I got to go on campus twice and do week-long residencies that were awesome. I met great friends at those, and within those 2 weeks. And so, that's, with all that being said, that's how I managed to get into the PhD program in educational psychology, and I'll be starting that in January of 2019. And again, it has a specialization in school psychology, so I'll be able to get my license as a licensed specialist in school psychology. I'll have both my licensed professional counseling license, I'll have my licensed chemical dependency license, and I'll have my licensed specialist in school psychology. So that's 3 licenses I'll have, but I put in the work, and that's how I really got here. If you guys want to know more information about how to, get into a doctoral program, please let me know. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Hit me up, and I will be more than glad to help you guys. Okay? So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk with you soon.